Well, let's return live now to Istanbul, where Ban Ki-moon, the UN Secretary-General, who has called this humanitarian summit, is addressing the audience. Let's listen in.
I thank the government and people of Turkey, as well as everyone involved in bringing us together today. Member states, people affected by crisis, development and humanitarian agencies, NGOs, the private sector, academia, and many more. We are all here because global humanitarian action is unprecedentedly strained. I proposed this summit 4 years ago out of concern for rising humanitarian needs and declining political will. Today, the urgency has grown, only grown. A record number of people, 130 million, need aid to survive. More people have been forced from their homes than at any time since the end of the Second World War. Every year, the needs rise and the funding shortfalls grows. Parties to conflict brazenly violate the long-established rule of war and international humanitarian law. Meanwhile, natural disasters are striking more often, increasing in intensity and doing more damage. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 21st century United Nations gathering. The summit and agenda for humanity are based on 3 years of consultations with 23,000 people in more than 150 countries. We created the World Humanitarian Summit in this unique and inclusive format because of the important role that people affected by crisis, civil society, NGOs, and others play in humanitarian action. Over the next 2 days, the people of the world are looking to us for commitment in 5 areas. First, conflict prevention and resolution. We must do more to prevent the conflicts that takes up more than 80% of humanitarian funding. This requires greater political will, leadership, and perseverance. Second, strengthening the protection of civilians who are under attack as never before. It is time to uphold and enforce international humanitarian and human rights law. Third, leaving no one behind. This is a basic theme of Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. I urge you to commit to cutting half the number of internally displaced people by 2030 and to find better long-term solutions for refugees and displaced people based on more equal sharing of responsibilities. Fourth, ending humanitarian need. I call on development and humanitarian organizations to work more closely together based on shared priorities and collective outcomes to meet the long-term needs of millions of people in crisis. Finally, but not least, we must invest in humanity. We need to prove more direct funding to local people and communities and fix the persistent humanitarian funding gap and investing in building stable and inclusive societies. Distinguished heads of state and government, ladies and gentlemen, in recent weeks, hundreds of people were killed in the Ecuador earthquake. Thousands more civilians were forced to flee bombs and rockets in Syria, and millions of people face hunger in southern Africa. Lives changed forever, loved ones lost. futures destroyed in seconds or painfully drawn out as diseases spread or crops fail. A generation of young people feels that we have lost our ways, that human lives do not seem matter, that the world values money, fame, and the power of brute force over justice, hope, and protection for the most vulnerable. We are here to shape a different future. Today, we declare we are one humanity with the shared responsibilities. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let us resolve ourselves here and now, not only to keep people alive, but to give people a chance at life in dignity. I thank you. Merci beaucoup. Shukran jazilan. Tashakir ederim.